cup of coffee with me. Alright, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a cup with Chris. Welcome back. Sorry for the delay or lack of update yesterday. Believe it or not, this time it wasn't my fault. Well, it sort of was my fault. But the internet just went absolutely kaput here at my home base, which would be the house that I live in. And it was also the morning after we went out and celebrated hitting our goal on the Kickstarter, which you can see down there. It is still up. We've got about 6.5 days left, 7 days left, 6.5 days left. So it's still up. It's still up there. You can still donate, and you can still use anything that helps. But now we are at the point that anything you donate absolutely will make it into our show's budget. Yeah, which is a very cool thing. Excuse me. Anyway, what was I saying? Sorry about the lack of update. We had a lack of internet in my house here, and I had a lack of motivation to do anything that required leaving the house, which would be required to go find some internet. So, hence the no update. But today you're getting a double update. This is the second of a couple of videos I'll put up today. There's one that should be another little box. There'll be the, links, and then below me. But another little box, and that's an extra special one. Tom came over for a bit, and we celebrate hitting the goal. Let me say though, we've had some people keep donating since we've hit that goal, which is very cool. Very cool. And I've got a few other things to point out today. But beyond that, it's, like I said, very cool. And anything above and beyond that $5,000 goal mark, it can only help. It all, of course, goes straight to the budget of the show. This is not us trying to line our pockets. This is us trying to line the coffers of Internet Famous. And the more we make, the better we can do. And yeah, some folks have kept donating, even above and beyond. And I'm going to send some thank yous out to those fantastic people. And we hope to keep this rolling. We'd really like to, we set the goal of 5,000, which we knew was the absolute bare bones minimum that we could make season 1 of Internet Famous. The money we could use to make it. It's the bare bones absolute minimum. We'd love to hit 6,000 or 7,000 because then we can make a better looking show for your eyes to see. The more money we have, the more funnies get directed into your brain. So let me thank the people who have continued to donate and are helping us out. First of all, Allison Amend. Thank you, Allison. Yeah, we'll say more in the recommendations here. But thanks very much, Allison, former professor of mine, great writing teacher, great writer herself too. Second of all, a good old friend of mine, Brian Lacrone. Thank you very much, Brian. It's appreciated, my man. Thirdly, let me say a big thank you to Chris Aquila. I hope I'm saying your name right, Aquila. Chris, you have a great first name. Thank you very much. Let me also say a big thank you, a big shout out to Darlene and Andy Short. Thank you so much, Darlene, Andy, you're awesome. And I dropped my notes. Oh yes, and finally, I've got to thank Trent Wolfred. Trent, who is not only a donor to Internet Famous, but he's the leading actor in Internet Famous. He's Andy, as you can see down there. That's how much our cast, our people believe in this, that they're willing to lay out their own money that they might even make back at one point. But yeah, we've even got actors donating to this who are in this. It's pretty cool. So thanks, Trent. Thanks to everyone who's donated. Let's keep this thing rolling. And thank you so much. Now, I'm going to move on quickly. There's a few recommendations on the day, so let me shoot you on over to them. But yes, today's recommendations. Take it away. Recommended for you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here are your recommendations for the day. First of all, and I'll put links for all of this below the little box I'm in as usual. But first of all, right now you are hearing the song Pan-African Colors. I had to check the title. Pan-African Colors. This is by Miss Elizabeth. It's off the Luger EP, Luger, by Miss Elizabeth, which is a project of one of our donors. My friend Emilio sent this to me, and I downloaded it. And down there, below my little box, check it out. You can go, you can stream it, or pay a couple bucks, a few bucks, download the EP, 5 songs. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, good on you, Emilio. I think it's one of my favorite things you've sent me so far of music you've done. He's a fine musician, I would point out. But yeah, very excited about that. So check it out, Miss Elizabeth down there. Today's a bonus because you're getting 2 recommendations for the price of 1. Today is our awesome people who donated recommendations day. Should have worked on that title before I pressed play or record. Should have worked on learning that the record button is not the play button. Anyway, so your second recommendation of the day, and again I'll put some links down there below so you can check it out below our little box here, is the newest book by one of our other donors, Allison Amond. Allison, I shared an office at Pitt with her. She was one of my professors while I was doing my master's there. But beyond all those things, Allison's also just an awesome writer. And her new novel, her second novel, called A Nearly Perfect Copy, just came out a month or 2 ago. And here's a look at it. See, there's her name right there. The title, A Nearly Perfect Copy, a cute little painting of a dog. Cute little dog, but it's a painting on there. You can buy it in hardback. See, look, it's all fancy and stuff. I haven't read it yet, so I just assume it's about a cute little dog, painting of a dog. Sorry, Alfred, I don't think that's what the book's really about. But I have every intention of reading it because, as I've said, I have read some of her other work. Great writer. Has another novel called Stations West, and her short story book, which is the one I've read the most of, is Things That Pass for Love. And despite my loathing of any titles with the word love in them, you very rarely get something good. Like Love and Basketball, not good, for example. But Things That Pass for Love, her story collection, breaks the love in the title rule. It has love in the title, but it's actually a great book. Great story collection, and I'm looking very much forward to reading A Nearly Perfect Copy. But definitely check out these 2 things. They come highly recommended, and this is our, what do I call it? Our double dose day of recommendations from awesome backers who also not only throw money at us to make cool things, but are making really cool things themselves. So there's links down there. Check out Miss Elizabeth. Check out Allison's books. And have a lovely day. I will see you next time on A Cup with Chris. One more thing I almost forgot, because I know you get all of your hockey news here on A Cup with Chris. But good news, Penguins closed out the Senators last night. 5 games in Game 5. Beat them 4-1. And now we're on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Looks like, unless the Rangers stage a major comeback, it's going to be Boston. So bring on them Boston jerks. We're going to beat the hell out of them. And as a friend of mine keeps saying, actually Tom, our fine co-writer, who you saw in the last special edition of A Cup with Chris, we can stop pretending we like Boston teams now, because it's probably just making people in Boston feel really uncomfortable that the rest of us are pretending to like their teams. Nobody really likes Boston teams. Go Pittsburgh. Go Penguins. Win the conference. On to bigger, better things. Let's go Pens.